The B complex vitamins are water-soluble vitamins that are involved in a number of important processes in the body. I'm not going to go into the entire spectrum of B complex vitamins. I'll do that in various videos. I cover that extensively in my Applied Metabolics publication. Today I want to focus on one of the B complex vitamins that has special relevance for anybody that's involved in bodybuilding, fitness, or sports. And what I'm talking about today is vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine. Now, vitamin B6, like the other B complex vitamins, acts as a coenzyme. In other words, what it does is it works with and activates enzymes that are involved in various chemical processes in the body. Now, vitamin B6, when you ingest vitamin B6, whether it's in food or a B complex supplement, when it gets in the body, it's complexed with the mineral phosphorus to become pyridoxine phosphate. And that's the activated form of B6. Now, some vitamin companies or supplement companies, if you look in their at their supplements, when they sell vitamins, they'll often talk about activated forms of B complex vitamins, which involve listing them as the phosphate forms. For example, the bottle will list vitamin B6 as pyridoxine phosphate. Now, the problem with that is that when you ingest pyridoxine phosphate orally, as soon as it gets in the gut, the phosphorus is separated from the pyridoxine. It becomes just plain pyridoxine. Within a short time, however, the body re-adds the phosphate to activate it. What this means is that taking a supplemental form of pyridoxine phosphate is no better than taking plain old vitamin B6 or pyridoxine, because they become the same thing in the body. Now, what is the importance of vitamin B6? Why would you worry about? Well, vitamin B6 also has a reciprocal relationship with another B complex vitamin called vitamin B2 or riboflavin. They have to be in balance. If they get out of balance, it can cause biochemical problems. Now, what vitamin B6 itself does, it's one of the important things it does in the brain is it supports the production of various neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are usually made of amino acids, and what they do is they transmit neuronal signals. They transmit nerve messages in the brain. The vitamin B6 in particular is very important for the production of several neurotransmitters, including serotonin, dopamine, and a couple of others, which I'll get to in a second. Vitamin B6 is also involved in the metabolic function. It assists. It acts as a coenzyme in the absorption and breakdown of proteins into amino acids, carbohydrates into energy, and fats for energy. It's very important for the metabolism of various fatty acids. It helps to regulate blood glucose levels, maintain a proper glucose level so you have optimal energy. Vitamin B6 is necessary to help produce antibodies in the immune system, which are essential for fighting infections. Vitamin B6 also helps to prevent cardiovascular disease by reducing levels of a byproduct of the metabolism of the amino acid methionine called homocysteine. Homocysteine is a toxic byproduct of the metabolism of the essential amino acid methionine, which has been associated with cardiovascular disease and several other diseases. Vitamin B6, along with folic acid and B12, neutralize homocysteine into a harmless substance that's then excreted out of the body. Vitamin B6 also relieves the nausea and vomiting that can occur in the early stages of pregnancy. And for women, it can help alleviate some of the symptoms of premenstrual syndrome or PMS. It also supports the production of erythrocytes or red blood cells. I mentioned the hormones. The hormones that B6 helps to produce, as I said, include dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, actually. Progesterone, vitamin B6 is needed for that. Also, vitamin 6 plays a role in the production of melatonin. It acts as a coenzyme in the production of melatonin, which starts with the raw material of the amino acid tryptophan, and it's converted through several steps into melatonin in the brain and in the body. And B6 is important because it acts as a coenzyme in the process of producing melatonin. Melatonin, of course, does a number of things. It's a very potent antioxidant. It also helps you sleep. Melatonin aids the sleep process by lowering body temperature, which apparently turns on some signals in the body that lead to sleep. That's one of the reasons why, if you have trouble sleeping, make sure that the room you're sleeping in isn't overly warm or hot, because it can actually prevent you from falling asleep or delay sleep onset. Now, as I said, the B6 is involved in, again, acts as a coenzyme in the production of serotonin. Serotonin's also made from tryptophan. Serotonin influences mood. A lack of serotonin can cause depression, and it tends to also cause anger and rage. Bodybuilders who take high doses of anabolic steroids often show a bit of a deficiency of serotonin, and they think that could be one of the causes of what's so-called roid rage, where bodybuilders get very irritable and they have temper tantrums because serotonin actually helps to prevent that. B6 is important in the production of serotonin. Dopamine is is a neurotransmitter that basically gives you drive. It makes you want to do things. It makes you want to work out. It makes you want to have sex. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter and the portion of the brain that is involved in sexual function. So dopamine is very, very important. It's involved in physical movement. A lack of a production of dopamine in a portion of the brain called the substantia nigra is the cause of Parkinson's disease. So B6 is important for the production of dopamine. Progesterone is a hormone found in both men and women. It's involved in pregnancy. It supports pregnancy. That's why it's called progesterone. And vitamin B6 can raise progesterone levels in women, therefore helping women to become pregnant if they want to. From a bodybuilding point of view, vitamin B6 increases growth hormone release. It's actually a minor growth hormone releaser, and it's needed for the production of growth hormone. Now, vitamin B6, because of the involvement in amino acid metabolism, it also affects hormones because amino acids are the building blocks of many hormones, including growth hormone. But vitamin B6, again, as a coenzyme, it participates in a wide variety of enzymatic reactions. Rat studies show that vitamin B6 has been shown to lower, a deficiency of B6 has been shown to lower plasma testosterone levels in rats. So that's the effects of B6, why it's important for hormones. Now, vitamin B6, a controversy about vitamin B6 is that vitamin B6 is classified as a water-soluble vitamin. There's two categories of vitamins. One is water-soluble, the other is fat-soluble. Water-soluble vitamins include the entire B-complex class of vitamins, vitamin C, a couple of others. Fat-soluble vitamins are A, D, E, and K. Fat-soluble vitamins can be stored in the body to a certain extent, whereas conventional wisdom says that water-soluble vitamins are more or less rapidly excreted. They're not stored to any great extent in the body. So because of that, it's unusual to have toxicity effects from water-soluble vitamins like the B-complex vitamins. However, vitamin B6, in a couple of cases, has caused a condition called peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral usually refers to the parts of the body like the arms and the legs that are outside of the central nervous system. Peripheral neuropathy is basically involves a kind of a nerve damage. It results in symptoms like numbness, tingling, pain, weakness, and sometimes muscle cramps. It usually affects the hands and feet. It can be caused by diabetes and exposure to certain toxins. And it's very common in diabetes. In fact, uh, in Germany they give an actual supplement called alpha lipoic acid. It's been shown to be pretty effective in helping to reduce peripheral neuropathy, and the dose they give in Germany for treating that is about 600 milligrams a day. Now, related to vitamin B6, it turns out that some studies have shown some people can get peripheral neuropathy if they take higher doses of B6. Now, what the doses are range from 100 to 200 milligrams a day. Now, the symptoms, again, of peripheral neuropathy caused by B6 would be tingling, burning, or numbness, usually in the hands or feet. And again, the doses that have produced these effects are 100 to 200. Now, the interesting thing about this is that lower doses of vitamin B6, the actual nutritional requirement as stated by the government for B6 is only 1.3 milligrams a day for adults, but you could take quite a bit more than that with no problem. Most B complex supplements contain about anywhere from 50 to 100 milligrams of B6. So the thing is that I can only tell you my personal experience. I've taken B complex vitamins for years, and most of them have contained at least 100 milligrams of B6 per capsule. And because I get B6 from other sources, I'm probably taking about 200 milligrams of B6 a day. I've been doing this for well over 40 years, and I've never suffered at all any type of peripheral neuropathy. Nothing. Zero. So my suspicion is that the people that develop peripheral neuropathy from taking vitamin B6 have some sort of genetic problem. I suspect it has to do with the metabolism of a neurotransmitter called GABA, or GABA aminobutyric acid, where they have an abnormality in the way it's handled. And since B6 plays a role in the metabolism of GABA, they don't handle it properly. And so if they take doses of B6 that are 100 milligrams or more, they develop some peripheral neuropathy. Now, besides the other supplements besides alpha lipoic acid that can help treat peripheral neuropathy include acetyl L-carnitine, N-acetylcysteine, curcumin, and fish oil. Now, what else can I say about that? So, I like I say, you'll see a lot of videos where you have nutritionists and some MDs warning people about taking too much vitamin B6. Again, it's hard to predict who will get peripheral neuropathy from larger doses of B6. You might get peripheral neuropathy, get those symptoms, and attribute it to something else. But if you ever do develop those symptoms, and you are taking, let's say, 100 milligrams a day or more of B6, it might be a good idea to cut back on the B6. So as I say, it's an important B complex vitamin, especially useful for amino acid metabolism, which of course is very important for bodybuilding purposes, and because it plays a role in the synthesis and release of growth hormone. B6 is very important for anyone who's involved in bodybuilding or fitness. Again, you don't really need to take too much of it. Again, to repeat, the suggested requirement for B6 for adults is only 1.3 milligrams. It's a tiny amount. But you can take, I suggest that most people can easily take 25 to 50 milligrams of B6 a day with absolutely no problems. Most of it will be excreted. It's not going to cause any problems. So I'll leave it at that for vitamin B6. If you want more information about nutrition, exercise science, anti-aging research, supplements, science, which supplements work, which ones don't. I'm not involved or have any involvement with any supplement company, unlike about 95% of people that produce these YouTube videos. They're on the payrolls of supplement companies, so they'll actually subtly push those supplements either in the information box under the video, or actually sometimes in the body of the video itself. Some of the people that produce these videos actually sell their own supplements. There's a doctor, for example, who I've seen. I don't watch his videos anymore because I think he gives a lot of misinformation. But this guy developed a vitamin mineral that he sells for $50 that contains barely the suggested minimal amounts of vitamins and minerals. He says any more than that could be dangerous, which is absolutely nonsense. These pills that he sells for $49 a bottle actually probably cost him about a half a buck to produce. So, this is the kind of mentality you're dealing with a lot of these people. I'm not involved in any supplement company, so I will tell you the truth about supplements in my Applied Metabolic publication. I also cover ergogenic aids, hormone therapy, women's health and fitness, effective fat loss techniques, all based on science. Besides the scientific evidence, I personally have over 62 years of training experience. I know what works and what doesn't. I've worked with a lot of the top bodybuilding champions. I've worked with many, many professional athletes. So I have a lot of experience in this area that I don't think a lot of other people have, who also publish digital publications relating to nutrition and exercise and general health. Now, a lot of these people have advanced degrees. I've seen their publications. They're not bad. They have mostly good information. Unfortunately, not a single one of these people have any real writing experience. And they write like they're writing doctoral theses. They use a lot of technical terms that they don't explain. These other publications are very hard to understand if you don't have a scientific background. In contrast, I have over half a century of writing experience. I have probably by this point about 12,000 published articles in the past 50 years. I lost count a long time ago. I don't know. I've been an editor of major bodybuilding publications, so I know how to write for the public. Vitamin B6, Applied Metabolics is easily understandable by anyone who's gotten as far as the 6th grade or is literate. And even if you're illiterate, you could still get benefit from Applied Metabolics by using a free text-to-speech program that comes with Microsoft, with the Microsoft operating system. It'll read you the publication. You don't even have to be able to read. So there's no excuse. You'll learn a lot from Applied Metabolics. I guarantee it, no matter what your level of education. So subscribe today. It's at www.appliedmetabolics.com. And when you subscribe, send me an email. I'll send you an invitation to join my private Applied Metabolic Facebook page, where each day I post new information on nutrition, exercise science, and general health and medicine. Hot off the press, brand new stuff. I also have an email portal on my Applied Metabolics website, where current subscribers only can send me short questions about anything they read in Applied Metabolics or anything that interests them pertaining to nutrition, exercise, and as an appreciation, of their prescription, not prescription, that was a Freudian slip, of their subscription, I will answer their questions, because again, it's kind of like a bonus for their subscription. Obviously, this only applies to current subscribers. So again, subscribe today. You won't be sorry. I guarantee it. www.appliedmetabolics.com. If you want to have the best fun you'll ever have, go to your local shelter, adopt a dog. I still don't have a dog. I came close about 5 times in the last 2 months. Unfortunately, the sources I went to for these dogs were some of these like online bulletin boards where they said these dogs are available. I even met with 1 or 2 of them. Nothing ever happened. I was willing, but they kind of petered out, or they flaked out, like they say. So I never got the dogs. I now realize the only place I'm going to ever really get a dog, and this is what I'm telling you to do, is to go to your local shelter. I'm going to go to the local shelter. There's beautiful, wonderful dogs there. People give them up for some of the stupidest reasons. It really breaks my heart to hear some of the reasons. People will give up their dogs because they're moving, or because they had a baby, or the dumbest reasons. I mean, or sometimes a person will die, and his family, rather than try and get the dog adopted, will just kick it to a kill shelter, which is so cruel it's beyond description. These people will recoil in horror when they see, let's say, people getting hurt but they will think nothing about sending an innocent, loyal dog to a kill shelter. I don't understand that type of mentality. But then again, I don't understand a lot about the current mentality that seems to be epidemic in the United States. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for listening. Take care.